The ultimate status update. Engage your audience and keep their attention longer. Status updates are critical tools that Facebook gives us as fan page admins. If you go over to your fan page, you can see where you input status updates by going right below your timeline cover image. And this box right here is where you input your status updates. These are what status updates look like. Here's a bunch from our Get 10K page. Over there on the left, you can see we're sharing some blog posts. The next one over is a picture that we've shared with a link back to a sales page we have. Another blog post share there, and then on the far right, we are promoting a live webinar. And essentially all we did was share that photo with a link to a GoToMeeting where users could register for a webinar we were having that night. But essentially, these are status updates. It's text, it's pictures, it's videos, and it is where you are trying to get all of your interaction to happen. You want people to like these, you want people to comment on these, you want people to share all of these. And status updates is exactly where all of that magic happens. So here are the different types of status updates. Number one is just plain text. And we'll show you exactly why plain text is one of the things you don't want to do, and how if you're just sharing plain text status updates, you're missing out on some big opportunities. Number two, you can include pictures in status updates. With new timeline layout, pictures are absolutely king, and it's something you absolutely want to start doing, is putting pictures into your status updates. Number three is videos. You can share videos as status updates, which again, video obviously being a very engaging medium, is a great idea. And lastly, you can do questions or polls. And we have a specific module set up just to talk about questions and polls, so make sure you check out that video. So before we go any further, let's talk about the real purpose of status updates. Because status updates are some things that are unbelievably widely misunderstood by fan page owners. And if you understand the real purpose of a status update, your marketing is going to change dramatically for the better. The real purpose of a status update is to get users to like, comment, or share your post. So read that again. The real purpose of posting a status update is to get users to like, comment, or share your post. That is it. Your status update is not meant to sell things. It is not meant to let people know about discounts or let people know about benefits of your product. The specific purpose of every single status update is to get users to like, comment, or share your post. And when we say post, the word post and a status update are totally synonymous. If we say a post, we're talking about a status update. If we say a status update, we're talking about a post. They are one and the same, just two different words for the same thing. So why do you want people to like, comment, or share your post? Let me give an example of why you want this by going over to my newsfeed. Here's your Facebook newsfeed. Anybody who has a personal Facebook profile is awfully familiar with this. And as you scroll down through your newsfeed, you have to understand what shows up and what doesn't show up and why that is. Things that show up inside of your fans' newsfeeds are things that have a lot of likes, comments, and shares on them. And what exactly determines what shows up in your newsfeed or in the newsfeed of your fans is this formula right here. This is Facebook's EdgeRank formula, and it's a summation of 3 different factors, and you need to understand exactly what each of these factors means and how you can leverage it to best get exposure for your fan page. We have a separate module on this inside of this course, so definitely go check this out if you haven't yet. If you have already seen the EdgeRank video, then let the rest of this tutorial start bringing out some creative ideas and let the juices start kind of flowing in your brain about how you want to best leverage this EdgeRank formula to get more exposure to your fan page by using what we will deem as the ultimate status update. But for right now, here's the bottom line. The more likes, comments, and shares you get on your status updates, the more exposure you will get for your fan page. Plain and simple. Likes, comments, and shares on your status updates equals more exposure for your fan page. So now, what gets you exposure? Here's an example of some of our best status updates that we've had from Get 10K, from Train Baseball, and some of our other fan pages. The first kind of rule you want to have with status updates is include pictures. So here's a status update with a picture. The status update says why your fan page stinks and one thing you can do right now to increase sales. And that has a link back to one of our custom tabs. So if you're asking, how do I drive traffic to my custom tabs? Here's how we did it. And all we did was include this big Pretty stupid picture of a big thumbs down. Nothing magic here at all, but it's a big picture. It's going to stick out if somebody sees it in their newsfeed. And as you can see below, we had 208 likes, 124 comments, and 21 shares on this post alone. And you'd better believe that this big, huge picture played a big role in getting more exposure to this status update right here. Second strategy you can use is asking questions. So right here is another post that we had on our Get 10K page. It said, saw this ad this morning. Is it compelling, creepy? What do y'all think? And essentially, we just took a picture of an ad, and we said, kids getting in trouble, and there's this burning house. And the ad isn't necessarily awesome, but it was really compelling. And so all we did was we asked our users what they thought about this ad. And as you can see, we have 15 likes and 42 comments below. So you'd better believe that asking your audience the right questions is going to get you more exposure. And all of the examples that you're seeing right here definitely give us a nice little bump in our fan count. Now this should all come with the caveat of you need to be asking the right questions. What you're seeing right here is the result of extensive market research and us really understanding what our audience likes. At Get 10K Fans, we are a Facebook marketing fan page. And so all of our status updates are going to be relevant about Facebook marketing. We want people to know that when they like our fan page, that they've signed up to get better at Facebook marketing. And so all of our posts are done with the goal in mind of making our fans better at Facebook marketing, getting them to understand Facebook marketing even better. And so this ad is really just kind of a little fun thing, but at the same time, we are also staying on target, and we are also giving people a better understanding of Facebook advertising. And so it's not just about asking questions, but it's also about asking the right questions. You want to understand your market, understand what your market likes and doesn't like, and all that good stuff. And then design each and every status update that you post to fit that mold and to fit exactly what you know that your audience wants to know. Next strategy we talk about is asking users to share about themselves. So here's a post that said, who's got the most fans? Post a small screenshot of your fan count below. And this was way back when we had 28,000 fans. And as you can see, we have 26 likes, 79 comments on here. And so people love talking about themselves. You can really never go wrong with that. Basically, all we did was ask people to share, hey, how's your fan page doing? And by asking people to comment about themselves, you get a ton of engagement. But again, this all goes back to that golden rule of you want to have a purpose behind each one of your status updates. So this status update, while kind of fun, and we're just asking people to share about themselves, is still related to Facebook marketing. We're connecting users, we're creating kind of a community around Get 10,000 Fans as a place where people can go and share about their Facebook marketing experience and learn from the experience of others. And so you always want to understand what engages your target audience the best. And we certainly know that asking users to share about their fan page, their experience, how things are going, their fan count, anything like that is definitely fair game and a great idea for us to get engagement here at Get 10,000 Fans. Lastly is polls. Like I said before, we have a whole tutorial built around this polls and questions thing, but clearly polls are a great idea for you to use great interaction. They're really simple to set up, and more importantly, they're very simple for your fans to answer and engage with. As you can see right here, this has 144 votes. This top response of I am. But it was clearly in second place to I don't know enough about them, which probably had maybe somewhere around 200 votes itself. And so I think altogether we had over 500 votes on this poll specifically, because polls are just a very simple way for people to interact. And again, there's way more about this polls app and how we can use it and how we've best used it before. But that's in a completely separate module, so make sure you check that one out after we finish with this video here. And then lastly is milestones. Milestones are a really cool thing you can do with the new timeline format. And we've definitely found that posting milestones that people care about, and there's the big disclaimer right there, is a really cool way to get engagement on your page. We posted a bunch of different kinds of milestones right when timeline came out. And we actually have taken a bunch of them down because we found that a lot of milestones were really irrelevant and people didn't care that much at all about them. But let's look at what's different about this milestone right here. This milestone was when we reached 200,000 fans at Get 10,000 Fans. And if you read the text right there, it says just after midnight on March 29th, we've reached the 200,000 fan mark. It took all of us 513 days for an average of 389 fans per day. Thanks to everyone who is a part of our community, and we look forward for more to come. Wonder if this has anything to do with thetimelineBlueprint.com. So this happened during our launch of the TimelineBlueprint.com and our new product, the Fan Page Timeline Blueprint, which if you're interested in, there's a link below to check out. But essentially what was different about this milestone from some other ones that did not work so well was that this milestone had something to do with our whole community. It was relevant to anyone who has already been a fan, anybody who is one of those 200,000 fans. We strive to build a community of people at Get 10,000 Fans that are all invested in their own business and that are really inspired and driven to be building their business on Facebook. And so when we hit 200,000 fans, we found that people really identified with that and were really inspired and enjoyed being a part of that community that has reached 200,000 fans now. And so below you can see we have 56 likes and 25 comments, and that this specific milestone did really well for us as far as engagement, and it still, even now, is getting engagement and comments. So it's not just about posting milestones, but posting milestones that are relevant and interesting to your fans. So you always want to be seeing these kind of things through the eyes of your audience and not just posting about what maybe you think is relevant. And that could take some testing to find out exactly what's right for you. Like I said, we posted a bunch of milestones and then took about 90% of them down and are reworking how we want to do these milestones so as to better engage our audience and not just post from what we think is interesting. So, the ultimate status update. What's included in that? The first check mark is that it's between 100 and 180 characters. What you don't want to do is you don't want to go overboard with the text. The text should be short and sweet and should be enough to get the point across, to ask a question, and then that's it. Cut it off. You do not need to be going to 200 or 300 characters in any side of this. You want to think of these status updates almost as a text message to your fans. So keep it short and sweet, get to the point, and then cut it off. Number 2 is you want a relevant, engaging picture. If you're posting status updates without a picture, you are missing out on a huge opportunity. The new timeline layout gives such an emphasis to pictures that if you're not posting relevant, cool, engaging pictures with your status updates, you are missing out on opportunities to snatch up all kinds of engagement. And finding relevant, engaging pictures is as easy as going to Google and running a quick search in their images selection, and you can just borrow from any pictures that are totally open source and then upload that with your status updates. Number 3 is you want a single text hyperlink. So a hyperlink are the blue links that go to a different URL, allows users to click on it. You've all seen it, you just maybe not know that it's called a hyperlink. The real point here is that you want a single text hyperlink. We've seen pages who post status updates with hyperlinks to 2, 3, even 4 different locations, and you don't want that. You want a single action for your users to take, or else they will get confused and take no action. And we talk about this inside of the EdgeRank tutorial, but a click on a hyperlink is also a great way to ensure that that fan is going to see your status updates more often in the future. And so including a text hyperlink is a great way for users to take quick action on your status updates and ensure more exposure in the future. Number 4 is you want a single @ tag. If you don't know what @ tagging is, go to the @ tagging tutorial, look it up. But if you're going to @ tag, make sure that you only do a single @ tag. You do not want to be @ tagging multiple people, multiple pages, anything like that. Just like the single text hyperlink, you want a single @ tag. And lastly, you want to be posting at either 8 a.m. or 6 to 9 p.m. This is a pretty loose rule. We don't abide by this 100% all the time, but studies have shown that 8 a.m. or 6 to 9 p.m. are the most active times on Facebook, and if you're posting during those times, you are giving yourself the highest probability of getting exposure to more fans. A thing to remember with this is that you need to remember where your audience is located. So for Get 10K, our audience is located all over the world, and if we go into our insights, we can see that a large percentage of our audience is actually overseas. And so you want to be posting at 8 a.m. or 6 p.m. as relative to where your audience is located. On our Train Baseball page, most everyone that is a fan of that page is an American here in the United States, and so if we post at 8 a.m. or 6 to 9 p.m. our time, we're doing pretty good. But what we'll find at Get 10K is that a lot of our audience is located in Australia and England and around the world, and so we will do our best to post at 8 a.m. or 6 to 9 p.m. as relative to that audience, as well as then posting at 8 a.m. or 6 to 9 p.m. for our United States audience as well. So remember where your audience is located, and if you need help figuring out where your audience is located, go to your fan page, go into Insights, and start clicking around, and you will see graphical layouts of where your fans are located geographically around the world. So follow those kind of guidelines. Remember what we talked about before, and instead of a post like this, posted by a fan page called Rico Austin, maybe that was a guy, I'm not sure, but it said, Amigas and Amigos, the epic award-winning best-selling novel, My Bad Tequila, is an e-Kindle version for the sale price of $2.99. Don't have a Kindle? On sale at Amazon.com for $114, then add an incredible adventure for $2.99, and then he @tagged official My Bad Tequila fan page and gave a text link to his blog, and then below is a text link to Amazon. Goodness gracious, this is maybe the worst status update I have ever seen, and you can see that it is 17 hours old and has no likes, no comments, nothing. So Rico Austin, if you're a guy or the person that is the admin of that page, if you're watching this, I am sorry, but you have committed the worst of status update crimes. There is so much going on in this single status update that users clearly have become confused, and he gets nothing. So this is a great example of using a status update to just sell. There's no element of interaction here. There's no question. There's no really good, nice, big picture. There's a small picture. You can't even really tell what it is. There's multiple calls to action. There's the tag to his fan page, the tag to that blog, the tag to Amazon, telling people to go to Amazon to buy a Kindle, then come back and buy his book. I mean, it's no wonder that there is zero interaction on this status update. And so you want to be short and sweet, and you don't want to use status updates to convince people about your product. Your product and your sales material should stand on its own, and status updates are purely to grab the attention and get interaction from your users. So remember the real purpose of a status update, because this guy has clearly missed the mark. So instead of a status update like this, you get this. Here's a really simple status update we had at Get 10K. It said, need more fans but don't want to pay for ads? You're in luck. And there's a link back to a sales material that does the job of selling for us. And as you can see, here is a nice, big, engaging picture. And at the bottom, we have 129 likes, 118 comments, and 18 shares. That link got clicked a ton for about 2 days after we posted this. So all we did was kind of post something engaging that we know that our users like. It's not selling anything for us. That's the job of the next page. We provide a single text hyperlink, a big engaging picture. It is relevant content. And as you can see, we created kind of a perfect storm here. And this is an awesome example of a status update that got us a lot of new fans and a lot of engagement, and even gave us some customers. So here's the good and the bad of status updates. The good is, remember to have an engaging topic. Know your users, know your audience, and always post about an engaging topic that they are going to be interested in. Remember to have a single call to action. Don't be that Rico Austin Bad Tequila fan page. Have a single call to action, and your users will get less confused and are way more likely to take the actions that you want them to take. Remember an eye-catching picture. We've said it a bunch here, but the new timeline format gives a huge advantage to people who use eye-catching pictures. Big pictures that are eye-catching and engaging will grab the attention of your users as they're scrolling through their newsfeed. You want to ask a single question. Don't give users many things to respond to, or they will get confused and they will answer nothing. Have a single question and see how much better your engagement gets on your posts. And remember to post during peak hours. And we talked about that at length. Remember that you want to post during peak hours is 8 a.m. or 6 to 9 p.m. as relative to where your audience is located. Now let's talk about the bad. The bad of status updates would mean that you had no picture, that you posted about an irrelevant topic that your fans don't care about at all. You have no call to action, or multiple calls to action, which is just as bad as having no call to action. and you had the assumption that people care. If you operate under the assumption that people care about your product, you're going to end up like Rico Austin fan page, who simply assumed that people wanted to know about his best-selling novel instead of operating from the point of view of the audience and thinking, what is my audience going to really enjoy hearing about? And maybe teasing them with a part of the story instead of just assuming that people would think, oh, this is an epic awards best-selling novel, when in truth, those titles are probably just self-proclaimed. But remember, everything that we've shown you so far come from our markets. These are our markets. You want to be the expert in your market. The strategies that we're talking about here are what works. But all of this is for naught if you don't take the time to become an expert in your market. You need to understand exactly what your customers want to hear, what they want to see, what is engaging to them, and what is not. Because if you try to just copy exactly what we've done, you're going to end up failing like we did for a long, long time. Again, we are some of the first people to admit our biggest mistakes. And all you're seeing here are our biggest successes. But that is a result of us taking the time, understanding our customers, talking with our fans, and really doing everything we can to become an expert on our own people. If you become a bigger expert in your market than your competitors, you will win. Facebook is such a cool opportunity, but you have to be willing to put in the time to become an expert in what your people really want and then delivering real value to them. So again, be the expert on your market. Here are some ideas to think about as you are going through basically laying out your content strategy and what you want to do to best deliver real value to your market. Questions like, what are the 3 big problems that my market is trying to solve? What are the 3 big issues that they're faced with every day that you, through your content and through your products, can solve? How about what gets your audience talking? Or what are they most likely to share with their friends? What offends them? What makes them laugh? Where are they searching for help? And what are they dying to know? If you can answer these questions about your market and literally write them down, put it in front of you every day, because that's what we do, and it does wonders for keeping us targeted, keeping us focused, and in every single market we're in, really, really delivering value better than anybody else in there. You become a success by finding ways to deliver real value to people. If you're here to scam, if you're here to just try and grab at a bunch of money, you're in it for the wrong reasons, and eventually you will be shown for exactly what you are. But if you look at this list of questions and come up with more of your own and take the time to really understand this kind of stuff, it will change your marketing and it will change your business. So let's wrap up the Ultimate Status Update with some key points. Number 1, always be engaging. You always want to be posting exactly what your audience needs and wants to hear best. Number 2, have a call to action. If you forget to have a call to action, you will get no action, and that is clearly not what you want. Remember, always have a call to action. Number 3, use pictures. We've talked on it so many times. Pictures are absolutely king with the new timeline layout. And lastly, think like your audience. Don't think like someone who's trying to sell stuff to your audience. Think like your audience. Think about what they want to hear and deliver it to them. So for all of our people in all kinds of different markets, if you find something that just absolutely kills it in your market, something that we call ninja, go ahead and share it below. We have a comment section there for you below. We'd love to hear about what is your biggest success out there. If you're in some crazy corner niche little market and you find something that just absolutely kills it, share it. Let everybody know. We would love to hear about the things that you guys go out there and find on your own that really take your fan page to new heights. And also, below we have a posting schedule for you to download. It's basically kind of a rough outline of what we try to do with our posting and our content sharing, and it's available below for you guys to download and check out on your own. So that wraps up the Ultimate Status Update. I hope you guys understand now how you can engage your audience, keep their attention longer, and keep your status updates being seen longer and longer and longer inside of all your fans' news feeds, and to bring in more and more free fans by really having a strategy behind your status updates. Thanks for watching, guys, and we will see you in the next module.